morning, everybody. Welcome to my home. My name is Becky, and I am so excited that you're here today. So we have reached the point of no return. It is time to start decorating for Christmas, and I am so excited. I hope you are too. It's been a long-awaited time around here to get this going. So I wanted to just talk to you real quick about how I plan on doing my Christmas series this year. So if you've been here before for any length of time, I did a huge Halloween decorate with me, and I decorated almost every room in my house. Well, it became a little much. Not the decorating, because I do the decorating every year, but the filming of the decorating. So it's all new for me. I've only been on YouTube for a short while, so I'm still learning, but I think I'm gonna have to do Christmas just a little bit differently. So with Halloween, I would take you into the room and I would show you and talk you through each vignette, and I would tell you why I was putting it there and where and all of that. Well, that took way too long. It took several weeks to do that because I was having to film around, number one, my work schedule, number two, the people in my house. I kind of need an empty house to be able to film that way. Now, during the week, I work during the week. I work Monday through Friday. I do have Thursday off. So Thursday was the only day that I really had to film. And the rest of the time, there was people in my house. And that's fine. I am not complaining about that. That is a gift from God, and I appreciate that, and I would not never change that for anything. That's more important, 100%. But it just means that I need to change the way that I'm filming my videos, especially when I have this much to decorate. If it's just a small decorate with me, fine. I can film it on Thursday and talk to you guys and be done with it. But when it's the whole entire house, we're gonna have to do things just a little bit differently. So what I thought I would do is just kind of go in the room, decorate whatever I'm decorating at that point, and then just come back with a voiceover. And I know you don't prefer that. I certainly don't prefer that, but this is gonna have to be the way it is for right now until I can come up with a better plan. Or David will let me retire, whichever one comes first. So we're gonna do that. Like last night, I put up 5 trees and I filmed it in my pajamas, and that may be what you see. You may see me in my pajamas, you may see me in my work scrubs, you may see me coming home from church with a dress on. I don't know. All I know is every minute that I have, every spare minute that I have, I will dedicate to trying to get these decorations up for you and filming. Like right now, you see I'm ready for work. I've got to go to work in a few minutes, so this is a little bit of free time that I had. The house is empty. I thought now's a good time to talk to you. So I'm going, let me get my mind together here. So I've told you that I'm going to film and do the voiceover. I'm going to film at different increments. I've told you that. I think that's all I wanted to say. We're just gonna kind of do it I'm gonna show you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So like last night I put the trees up. I have 5 trees that I put up in my home. There's one here behind me, you'll see. I've got the big one in the living room. I've got a little one in the bathroom, and I've got one in my bedroom and one in the spare bedroom. So that was step 1. Step 2, I'm gonna try to put my garland up. I may try to get that done tonight. We're just gonna kind of do what we can and not get stressed out about it, because that's the last thing I wanna do is get stressed out trying to decorate for a holiday, because I enjoy it so much. I love it so much, and I don't want to get any negativity in there. I want it all to be a happy experience. So when I tell you I have 5 trees, let me just explain. I have 1 big tree and 4 small trees. I would 100% rather do a small tree than a big tree any day. So while 5 trees may seem like a lot, and I'm sitting here telling you that I don't want to get stressed, they are small trees. I do have a small house, so I'm not getting crazy. So don't worry, I'm doing what I know I'm able to do. And so that's kind of all I wanted to say to you. Just wanted to talk to you a minute and just tell you why things are just a little bit differently. I've got some music to play in the background, so hopefully it'll be kind of soothing and the music won't be too loud. So I'll be back to talk to you after the video is over, and we'll wrap everything up then. All right, guys, here we go. We're getting started. We have 5 Christmas trees to decorate. And I know that sounds excessive. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. I only have one big tree, and that's the one you see me putting up right now. The rest are really small trees, and I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather decorate a small tree any day of the week than a big tree. I don't know. I just feel like I can throw them together and make them beautiful and not spend a lot of time on them. This tree takes longer than any of the others, obviously, because it's larger, but it just takes a little longer than the rest. The rest I can kind of slap together pretty quickly. I've got them down to a science. And this tree's not really that tall. As you can see, it's just wide, which makes for a beautiful tree. But it takes up that whole corner. And as you can see, it's kind of pushing over into my console area. And let me see. I got this tree from Walmart. It is unlit. I put my own lights up. And that's one of the reasons why, it wasn't a very expensive tree. And one of the reasons why it wasn't very expensive is because of no lights being on there. But I don't mind putting the lights on. That doesn't bother me. Honestly, I'd rather do that than have to buy a new tree every couple of years, because the pre-lit ones just kind of die on you too soon. Fluffing the tree out right now. I've had this tree for several years, so I don't have a whole lot of fluffing to do. I just need to touch it up just a little bit and fill in the holes. But somehow I still ended up with a big hole in the front of the tree, but I filled it in with ornaments, so it's fine. And the next thing I'm going to do is put my lights up. I put my own lights on the tree. You'll notice when I put my lights up that I do not put a ton of lights. I feel like at the end of the day, the lights are beautiful with 800 and just as beautiful as if you put 8,000 on there. And I just feel like it's just, for me, with all that I have to decorate, I have to give myself some grace because I can't have it perfect. It just can't be perfect. So, I do know how to put lights on. But you'll wonder that when you watch me put these lights on this tree. But I do know how. I've put lights on trees for years and years and years. But the reason that I'm doing this is because I realized that I had 2 different color white lights. One is more of a bright white, and the other is a warm white. And I didn't want all of the bright ones to be in one spot, so I was trying to kind of separate them a little bit so that it would be evenly distributed across the tree. So there is a method to my madness here. You'll notice it in the next clip, the 2 different shades of white. And I do not put lights on the back of my tree. Again, I'm just giving myself some grace because when it comes time to take it down, I'm always glad that I did it this way. And here is Clark Griswold. I must have put those lights up like a wild animal last year. I don't know what in the world, but it turned out okay. You can see here the 2 different color of the lights. Not really sure. It's weird because the ones in person that are white, they show up the most orange in camera and in video. There I am dancing for you. It's my little jig. But the ones that, in my opinion, are, I guess, what I would consider warm, they show up normal. I don't know why those white, I want to get rid of those white lights next year. I need to make a mental note to do away with those because I don't like the color of them. The ones I got from Hobby Lobby this year are the perfect color, in my opinion. So this is a pencil tree that I got off of Marketplace. I only paid like $20 for this tree. I drove about 45 minutes to get it. It was worth it. I decorated this tree I've decorated it one time for Valentine's Day, and I really enjoyed it. It was different. I had never decorated a pencil tree before, believe it or not. It is a pre-lit tree, but as you'll see in a second, the top part, as per usual with pre-lit trees, have died out, so I had to add an extra strand of lights to the top to fill it all in. The other thing is, you see that spot there, that empty spot of lights? I could not see that in person. So if you're putting your lights up on your tree and you're wondering if you have any missing spots where you miss getting lights up, turn your camera on and film it, and then you'll kind of know where the bald spots are, because like I said, I could not see that in person, but when I looked in the camera, it was as clear as day, and I was able to kind of make adjustments to fill in that empty spot there, and I did not realize that. I learned something new that day. Didn't know you could do that. Last year, when the house was all decorated and we were sitting here looking around, I really felt like I needed something in that corner, and this tree, I think, is going to be the perfect little addition. It does not take a lot of money to decorate it because it is so small. There I am fixing the little holes. I'm like, cool, look. But I'm going to decorate it similar to my big tree, but not exactly the same, because they're in the same room. I want them to be cohesive, but I don't want them to be exactly the same. But they're going to match, put it that way. All right, here we go. We've got 3 trees left. Which one are we gonna pick? We're gonna pick this one. Now let me tell you about this tree. This tree, you'll see the price tag here in a second. I paid $3 for at the Goodwill. It is a terrible tree. It's awful. You will see more needles falling from this tree than anything else. But I'm getting my $3 worth out of it. It is worth every penny of that $3, let me tell you. But I like to rescue these trees and make them beautiful. So that's what we're doing. We're going to take this terrible tree. It has so many needles to fall. It's unreal. I can't even tell you how many needles I have to clean up when I put this tree up. Now, once I get it up, it's okay. It doesn't really fall off too bad. But when you're putting it up and handling it, oh my gracious, what a mess. What a terrible mess it makes. One day I'll find another tree to replace it, but for now, it serves the purpose. But I just like to rescue these ugly little trees and make them beautiful, and that's what I'm doing. I've got a scowl on my face, I'm sure, from having to clean up after this thing. But it's fine. It's okay. I am a little dramatic, so I'm going to make it out to be more than it really is. All right, let's get this tree fluffed and clean up 100 times so we can get our lights put on it. Now with this tree, I do have to put lights in the back because of the mirror. So what I did is I used 2 50 count strand of lights, but you'll find in the next video that I actually came and robbed these lights from this tree, and because I had to use them somewhere else, and I ended up exchanging them out for one 100 count. So it's a small, easy to decorate tree. It only takes 100 strands of lights just to make it pretty. And to me, that's my favorite kind of tree to decorate. The small, easy ones that make a big impact. All right, so we have 2 trees left. Which one are we going to go with? We're going to go with that one. And that one goes in Lily's little spare bedroom that she uses when she comes home. This is the tree that I used for fall. I know you've seen it decorated. It is one of the cheapest little trees. Originally, a few years ago, this tree was at Walmart, and it was $20 regularly. It is not lit, which is why it was so cheap. I got it clearance for $10, and I decorate this tree for all the holidays that I can. I decorate it for Halloween, for fall, for Valentine's Day, for Easter, whatever holiday that I can make a tree out of, I will do it with this tree, and it always turns out to be so beautiful. It is a skimpy little tree, but you know what? It makes for a beautiful tree, and I think that these are the most fun to decorate, in my opinion. Does not take a lot of lights, does not take a lot of money to decorate because it doesn't have a lot. It's not a big tree. So cheap, easy, and fun, and makes a big impact. I think I have about 300 lights on this tree, which is not a lot at all. Not a lot of work. I don't go to the back. I just kind of go and wrap it in a zigzag. Makes my life easier. It's easier to put up and easier to take down. There's nobody in that corner looking at those lights, so it is perfectly fine. And once I get all the decorations on it, all you're going to see is a little glow of the lights. So I just don't spend a lot of time putting a ton of lights on a tree. And I've done it before, but I feel like the end result is just as pretty. All right, so now we're in my room, and you're going to see a big pile of dust when I move that little jewelry box there. That jewelry box, I've had that. I think I got that when I was about 14 or 15 years old. One year for Christmas, my parents, when I got up Christmas morning, they had arranged a scavenger hunt for me. And so I went on a little clue. I hunted for clues all over the place. And the end result was that jewelry box. And it is such a beautiful memory for me. And I just, every time I look at that jewelry box, I think about that Christmas. It was so magical. I just love it. I love it because it was a good memory, and my parents just really went all out that Christmas. It was the year that pink ice was really popular, so it had all kinds of jewelry inside too. Sterling silver jewelry with pink ice, rings and necklaces, and it was fun. It was like opening a treasure chest. All right, so this is the white tree that I told you about when we talked about the vintage ornaments. One day I do hope to have a true vintage tree, but that day may never come. So this is the cheapest of the cheap. This was a $10 Dollar General tree. It's wired. It's terrible, I know, but at the end it's going to be really cute. I made some new ornaments to go on here that are vintage inspired. I'm excited for you to see them, and if you want to watch the video, we made those together in a video, and it turned out pretty good, I think. I've actually got a giveaway right now that I'm going to give away a whole box of those ornaments that I made. But I realized that I needed colored lights because I feel like it went more with the vintage theme. So I thought I was going to be smart. I went to Walmart to get the lights. Did not get them because I thought Hobby Lobby had them cheaper for 60% off. Come to find out, Hobby Lobby only has them for 25% off. So Smarty Pants has to go back to Walmart and get the lights, the first stop I made. But I'm gonna keep the white ones on there. I'm not gonna take them down. I'm just gonna get about 2 cheap strands of the colored lights and add to it just to add to the vintage feel. Okay, it's another day, and it's actually Thursday, so it's my day off, so I'm able to talk to you a little bit more today. I did not get to do anything after I put the trees up because this time change is really changing my habits. Normally I'll keep going till like 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock sometimes, but I feel like it's so late. So I get home, I cook supper, it's pitch black dark. I can't do that much. So anyway, this is my box of garland. It's I put my garland in here every year, and I just wanted to show you what I do. So I have it marked where the garland goes because all this garland looks the same. That's for the mantle. All the garland looks the same. It's all bunched up in here, and it just makes it easier for me when I pull it out every year that I know that this piece of garland is fitted for a certain place in my house. This one right here is in the guest room above the dresser. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna put my garland up. So I got my trees up, I got my garland up, I got my lights up with the exception of a few. I did realize that I need colored lights in the bedroom, and I haven't gotten those yet. I've got to go get those. These are notes from past years that I put in there. Guest bedroom mirror. So I need to throw those away, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hang these next. Those lights were too long. So I went to another tree, a smaller tree that I had already put lights on, and I got a 50 count strand because I don't need 100 lights up there. So I'll use the 100 lights on the other tree, and I'm gonna switch those out. I was just struggling, so let me get back to it. In case you're curious about how I get all of my garlands to hang like over the edge like that, I just have tiny little finishing nails, and I have thumbtacks up here, and I just kind of let them hang from that. So in case you were wondering. All right, so I took down all of the greenery that I had up there that I usually keep up there because I like to use eucalyptus at Christmas. I just climbed down from the ladder while holding the camera. So I took down all of this, and I'm going to replace it with the garland which is sitting over here. And then I'm gonna add eucalyptus to replace this. Okay guys, this is my spare bedroom that the girls use when they come over. Lily more than Summer because like I said, Summer's married. She doesn't come over very often. But my vision for this room is to look like a Lifetime movie or Hallmark movie. You know, like when they go to town and they check into a local bed and breakfast and their room is decorated and there's lights everywhere. That's what I want this room to look like. I want it to look like a little bed and breakfast in a Hallmark Christmas movie. So I put garland above the bed. I put garland behind you. You can't see it now. Over the mirror. And then I have a little Christmas tree in here that we're going to decorate. And then a couple of fun things to add. But we're going to get to that on another video. Today, all we're doing is putting the garland up. But all that's coming. I'm decorating this weekend. I'm all in. I'm fully committed and it's going to get done. So just make sure that you keep checking back with me because it's going to be evolving and you're going to see it all put together. If you saw me struggling, that's because I couldn't find the pin behind the bedpost, but I just use I don't know if you can see that or not, I just use a thumbtack and I just wrap the garland around there and it holds it fine. The other problem that I'm going to have is 100 strand lights is going to be too big for this. I was not thinking, I'd forgotten from last year. I need to get another 50 count off that Christmas tree in the bathroom. So I'm going to add a 50 count strand of lights up here. We're going to decorate it on a different day, but it'll be beautiful. Just trust me. Okay, so the last piece of intentional garland that I'm gonna hang is gonna be over my door. Now and what I mean by intentional is that I know it's going there, I've planned it, I have it all in my head and I know what it's gonna look like, but that doesn't mean that as I'm decorating that I'm not gonna add more garland or have to, change things up. But this is what I have planned. I was inspired by another YouTuber. Her name is Shelby Marybeth, and she did this over her door, and it was so pretty. And the garland is not, none of my garlands are lit. As you can see, I'm lighting everything. None of my trees are lit. I buy them unlit because I don't want to have to replace them every year because pre-lit trees die. The lights die. So the only one that I have that's pre-lit are secondhand. They came from a thrift store, yard sale, or marketplace, something like that. That pencil tree that I have came from marketplace. It's pre-lit. Luckily, I do still have some lights that still work. I just added what I needed to. But anyway, back, skirted in. I was getting off track. All right, so this garland came from Hobby Lobby. It was $11.99 and it was 60% off, and I got 2 of them to go around my door, and I think it's gonna be cute once I get them all decorated. But we're gonna hang this. This is new, so it's gonna take me a little while to get the bins and everything going, so I'm not gonna make you watch me do all that. I'm just gonna kind of snap my fingers and it will all be done. Just like that, just like magic. Okay, so it took 2 pieces of the garland, and it took 1 strand of lights that were 100 count. I just kind of stretched them, and that's all it took. So I'm done with the garland. I'm gonna back up here so you can kind of see everything together. Isn't that pretty? So we've got the garland over the fireplace, we've got the tree, we've got this garland over the china cabinet, and then we've got the little pencil tree over there. I've got the garland that's lit over the china cabinet, and then over here in the bedroom we're gonna have, I'm gonna bring you in here, we've got a tree and lit garland there and lit garland behind the bed. So I'm gonna end this part of the video right now and finish this one up, but I am still decorating. I am here, the hair's pulled up, the garland's out, everything's ready. Now the hard part is done. Now it's time to have the fun. So we get to stick picks and ornaments and just decorate. My next step, I'm gonna go back out to the shed, and I'm gonna pull in all my boxes. I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of fun stuff to play with. So if you have not liked and subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Please make sure you don't miss out on anything, because we're gonna have a lot of Christmas fun around here. But until then, I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye.